I don't understand it. But here we are. I suppose now I have to go to our page and figure out the link and share it and let people know that we're here. It's just it's another day, another dollar. Well, it's another day. Come on. If my mouse would work, that would be awesome. We are ready to share this link. Copy link address. Here we go. Here we go. Sharing it on the minds. Sharing it on the Twitter. Sharing it in the Discord. Don't switch. Don't do it. Announcements. Here we go. And if my computer would work a little quicker, this would be so much better. Here we go. Got that. Got that. Got the Telegram. Here we go. Here we go. Got that. And we are ready to rock and roll, homie. What do you think?
Sure.
You sound super excited.
What, the dumbification of our country?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's just more out in the open, that's all. All right. I have shared it. I implore you folks in the listening audience to share it as well. And we're ready to rock, dude. Welcome back to another episode of the Unframe of Mind show, where we have uncomfortable conversations without a condom. I'm your host, Daniel Wagner.
Anthony Trawick.
Boy, you came prepared.
I'm here trying to share it out, man.
You came fully prepared. Look at you.
I know.
All right. So,
the dumbification of America. Let's do it.
Tonight on the Unframe of Mind show, we have an action-packed, fun-filled episode. White girl on TikTok gets rejected by every race. Cartoon Network wants your kids to, quote-unquote, see color. Coca-Cola wants you to be less white. Muppets are problematic, and now you can eat celebrities. Arizona man fakes his own kidnapping, and tonight we say our goodbyes to our beloved Mr. Potato Head.
Jesus Christ.
It's going to be a hell of a lineup,
so much
guys.
to unpack, man. Let's do it.
Stay tuned for that.
Listening to the Unframe of Mind show, the place to have the most mind-stretching, unprotected, intellectual intercourse of your life. Your hosts battle the forces of evil by lobbing fiery balls of truth, reason, and evidence over safe room walls.
All right, so let's get this party started, shall we? I'd be willing to bet there's somebody already in the comments section waiting to greet us. Hi, Erica. What's going on, Erica? How are you? I'm glad you could join us.
Hey.
This is going to be fun.
Good to see ya.
I know, we haven't seen her in
It's been a while.
quite some time.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a while
Since I've been.
I was going to say doing a reaction video because that's what we just got done doing before we went live.
Pretty much.
Oh, by the way, be on the lookout for Ricky Martin's reaction video we did. Oh, that was so much fun.
We might have reacted to Ricky Martin's Livin' La Vida Loca.
Oh, yes, we did.
Maybe.
I was singing. I was dancing. Y'all going to love that one.
There is a slight chance that was a thing that happened.
That was a thing, and it did happen.
So, before we begin...
Yes, sir.
Would you like to do our favorite segment of the show, Anthony?
Faux business.
Business.
Faux business. Faux business. Faux business.
And today on the Faux Business, we're going to explain to you guys why you need to be offended by the all-time American classic TV dinner or microwavable meals, Hungry Man. Because this is a
If we
definite...
haven't been offended by everything else in the world today, we might as well go ahead and go after this one before they do.
Well, I know. Yeah, this is one that I'm just trying to get in under the line before the rest of the
fake woke gets a hold of it. Yeah.
Right. Hungry Man. Super offensive because, think about this. I'm a man. I'm hungry, yes. But how many women are out there, how many trans women are out there that are also hungry and not being serviced on the market? Quite frankly...
That didn't sound right at all.
You're right. It didn't. But
it was intended.
This thing carries 22 grams of protein. You know what else carries 22 grams of protein?
My cock.
My balls. Great minds, homie.
Oh, starting off a great show with
And not to forget, yes, hungry man is very offensive because we should also have hungry woman and hungry transsexual and hungry transgender and hungry Asian and hungry Chinaman. Like, is that a thing we can say now? I feel like that was also offensive. I'm starting to regress back into. Anyway, hey, Erica Lynn says
These
nuts has 22 grams of protein. That's
right.
correct. But I also want to point out that manwich.
It's gonna be
manwich.
A manwich.
Yes, it needs to be a man and a woman.
A woman witch.
Is what we're going to relabel these things. If somebody can recreate that label for me and Photoshop that, a woman witch, oh my God, I'll die. And I will give you full credit for that as I share it on my socials. Absolutely. So, yeah, we need to be changing man witch because we also need woman witch. We need dog witch.
They're going to take out Joe. It's just going to be sloppy.
Sloppy Joe man witch. Yeah,
we
need like
a woman sloppy.
Woman witch original sloppy Josefina sauce. Something, I don't know. Just make it fair. Make it more inclusive and equal. Have you ever had a manwich?
Hey, Brian, good to have you joining the show.
You ever had a manwich?
I think I have, yeah.
All right. So while we're also on the subject, I also want to. I'm going with a food theme tonight, and I want to explain to you guys also why tartar sauce. Tartar sauce is offensive too.
How the hell can you be offended by tartar sauce?
Oh, you just wait.
It's too white. No. Tell us more, Daniel.
Wait. It's better than that. Yes, but no.
Okay.
Tartar sauce.
All right.
What else is tartar is a dual, one of those words. It means two things. I forgot what the word is where one word can carry two meanings. But tartar, what else? Where else is the word tartar used? Your teeth. You ever had tartar buildup?
Oh.
Same spelling. I didn't know that, but check that out. Tartar is like teeth, tartar sauce. Tartar on your teeth.
Oh, fuck, dude. Get rid of that. I don't want to see that. Come on.
And teeth are white, and therefore gross. Tartar sauce is offensive.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these teeth aren't white. These are more like, slightly
gross.
South of the border teeth.
Can we just take that off of the screen now? I'm offended by how fucked up his teeth are.
But yes, tartar is offensive. Back to the show. Where were we? Okay, I've got so much to cover, and we just could not cover it yesterday on the show, so we decided tonight we were going to do a bonus live show. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get started, roll right into it. Our first topic of the night is the Arizona man who decided to fake his death because...
Why would you do that?
Why? Well, funny you should ask, because he didn't want to go to work.
Just call out like the rest of society. Take vacation time. Call in. Hey, I'm sick. I can't go in.
I'm just imagining what goes through your mind.
Yeah.
You're sitting there like, because I've been there. You're like, I don't want to go into work today. I'm not really feeling sick or anything.
You fake your death?
But I want to call in, but I know my boss
your boss has got to be where you got to say, hey, I'm dead. I'm not coming in.
And we've all been through it. We got that moment where we're just like, oh God, I don't want to call in. I don't want to hear it from my boss again. I've already, So Coolidge, Arizona, an Arizona man was arrested after faking his own kidnapping because he did not want to go
death.
to work.
I said death. I should have meant kidnapping.
Sorry, not his own death. It's kidnapping.
Yes.
Did I say death?
I think we both did.
I hope not. Boy, that's fake news. Don't trust us. Anyway, 19-year-old...
Tonight on CNN.
Wait a minute. I think I just got it all explained to me. 19-year-old Brandon Souls was found roughed up and helpless on February 10th in Coolidge, a city 55 miles from Phoenix. He told police he had been kidnapped by two masked men. In actuality, police said he did it all to himself. A Coolidge Police Department official said, quote, he informed us that he at first stuffed a bandana in his mouth. Afterward, he took off his own belt and bound his hands with his own belt. He laid on the ground and scooted out the side of the road so somebody could see him and waited. And his plan worked, or at least he thought it would. Police were called to the scene by a passerby and found Souls. He informed us that he was hit in the head and stuffed in a car in front of his home, and this occurred after 7 o'clock in the morning. But when we located video surveillance in front of his home, we were able to see no such thing. He explained kidnapping was over a large amount of money that his father had hid somewhere around town. Oh, good Lord. Dude, come on, man.
What? Did it happen to say what he did for work?
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it does. So, Yeah, they're all everything's made up. So the Coolidge Police Department detectives brought him in on the 17th of February and questioned him. After he showed him all the information, he admitted he had fabricated the story.
Brian said, "This is what happens when being a victim becomes trendy."
Oh my God! Yes, you have to like up the ante, like Jesse Smollett that shit, you know.
Oh man,
that's something Souls would have to worry about anymore. Police said he was fired from his job at the tire factory in Coolidge. Well, no wonder he faked a kidnapping.
You almost said death again.
I did.
Caught you.
Can you say? Yeah, that's fun. I mean,
why?
That's dedication. Like, is your job that bad? If your job's that bad at
just
19
call
years
out.
old, you're 19, dude.
Does he not realize that you can just call out of work?
I don't know. Maybe
make
when
up
you're
an
19,
excuse.
you
Your
don't
dog
know.
ate your homework.
Dog
you
ate
know,
your
dog had puppies, or I don't know, something.
Anything. But
don't go out there to the point where you have to actually say that, hey, I've been kidnapped.
But the amount of like this guy is he's got the work ethic. I mean, he went through with actually making it look like he was kidnapped.
Yeah, props to him for following through with it.
He went and laid it next to the road, all dirtied himself up and everything. You know, tied his own hands up, stuffed a bandana in his mouth to make it look legit.
He was like Krista said, maybe he didn't want to lose a vacation day. Well, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And Puddin says, yet I can't go around being a nudist. Oh, the torture. Yeah, that's probably about right. I don't know. Some people, man. Some people. So, folks, let this be a public service announcement to you. Matter of fact, do me a favor. Drop your best excuse in the comments section and tell me what your best excuse was for calling into work.
Or don't call into work and just say you were kidnapped.
Yeah, you can do that too. Apparently,
just don't call in and say, "Hey, I'm dead."
Make sure that when you do it, you're not in anywhere where there's surveillance footage to, make your story completely false. Duh. Anyway, so I want to move on to the next story here.
Oh, please.
Yes, Mr. Potato Head. According to the AP, Mr. Potato Head drops the Mr. Well, sort of drops the Mr. Now, I'm going to go ahead and read part of the story, and then we'll discuss after that. And stay tuned for a moment. I've got
moment of silence.
We're going to have a moment of silence for Mr. Potato Head,
yes.
And I've also written him an obituary as well. So stay tuned for that.
Or eulogy,
as we get into the story here, this is it Mr. Potato Head or not? Hasbro created confusion Thursday when it announced that it would drop the Mr. from the brand name in order to be more inclusive, so we could all feel welcome in the Potato Head world. Well, wait a minute. We can't we? I feel like labeling it just head is not inclusive to all other body parts, and on top of that, I feel like calling it potato is not very inclusive to all the other vegetables and starches and foods in general. So, if you're going to be fully inclusive for everybody and everything, you got to drop Mr., you got to drop potato, and you got to drop head. I would love anybody to drop head.
Read what Brian said. That's great.
So Brian says in the comments here, I told an employer my sister was rushed to the hospital. I don't even have a sister. Metallica was in town that night.
Yes.
Wow.
That's a metalhead right there, baby. You got to love that.
Can anybody top that?
Man, that's good.
You made up a sister, made up an emergency for that sister. Also, you could go
what
see...
What sister?
Yeah, all that you could go see Nothing Else Matters one more time.
Oh, because apparently his sister didn't... his sister did matter, just not his job.
Yeah.
His fake sister that... Yeah. Props.
Is it irony that he went and heard a song called "The Unforgiven"?
That's great. That is really good.
All right, so back to the story here. Okay, so they made it confusing. They said that they wanted to drop the name in order to make it welcome in the Potato Head world. They want to make people feel welcome. It also said it would sell a new playset this fall without the Mr. and Mrs. designations that will let kids create their own type of potato families, including 2 moms or 2 dads. But in a tweet later that afternoon, Hasbro clarified that while the brand is changing, the actual Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head characters will still live on and be sold in stores. In a picture posted on Twitter, the Mr. and Mrs. names are less prominently displayed at the bottom of the box instead of the top. While it was now, see, here's what I think happened. Thursday morning, they released the tweet because they were going to drop Mr. because they were trying to get those social, those brownie points for being, progressive as can be. And when people lost their shit, they then said, no, that's not what we meant. We really meant we're just making it less prominent. I have a feeling that's exactly how that all played out. So while it was announced that Mr. Potato Head, that the Potato Head brand name and logo are dropping the Mr., I am proud to what?
I am.
No,
Oh, it is yam.
That says yam. I'm not sure, honestly, if that's a typo.
It's got to be a typo.
Or if that is a pun. That's got to be a pun.
You think so?
I think so. Because it was.
This is from the AP.
No. They're quoting a tweet that the company tweeted.
Oh.
Yeah, what the company tweeted was, while it was announced today that the Potato Head brand name and logo are dropping the Mr., I am proud to confirm that Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head aren't going anywhere and will remain Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, the company tweeted.
Oh, they retract their statement.
I believe they kind of did.
Wow.
The tweet came after news of the brand name change exploded on Twitter, with people asking if Barbie will change her name next. I think Hasbro needs to drop the bro and just be Has, another person tweeted. Hasbro appears to want to have it both ways, expand the brand while not killing off its most iconic characters, which appeared in the Toy Story films. They're looking to broaden the franchise. Founder of marketing consultancy Brand Keys, you take the focus of what is essentially one character and now allow it to be a platform for many characters.
But here's the thing, though, is if people really look at this, Mr. Potato Head was already gender neutral, if you think about it, because you could swap the parts back and forth between Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head.
That's what I always thought. I thought Mr. Potato Head could have, like, nice masculine mustache with pretty lips if you so chose.
So we obviously know that they're aware that you can swap body parts between the two characters. They did this straight up just because of the woke mob. That has to be what they're doing is they're trying to be, they're kind of hopping on that bandwagon like everybody else is, and we've seen that with Coke. We saw how well that went over with Coke. It didn't go over well at all. We'll cover that tonight as well because I got a lot to say on that. But
all right. So to interrupt for just a moment, Silly Redheads for her excuse, she says, "I said I was passing a kidney stone to get out of work when I was at Home Depot working."
And
again,
Brian
got
said, "I did. They did play both Unforgiven and Nothing Else Matters that night too."
Nothing else matters, right? Okay, so I'm going to use the kidney stone one in the future. Says, kudos.
No real reason. I just didn't want to go in. I love it when you guys do this in the chats.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we love it.
We're going to have a moment of silence for because
it's been retracted. So what do we do now?
No, it hasn't been retracted. They are minimizing the Mr. because they were kind of like trying to eat their words.
But why are they doing this with a toy?
I don't really
because
care.
you're setting an example.
I'm not surprised.
But you're setting an example. I mean,
you've already got many other products that are doing this.
But when you're raising your kids to properly, say Mr. and Mrs. or you go back to weddings when they do announcements when they become husband and wife, right. Now introducing Mr. and Mrs. Such and such. So you're setting. I mean, this is what we constantly tell people is when the woke mob comes after you don't realize the trend that you're starting to set, that it's like a snowball that's starting to go downhill and it's going to get bigger and bigger.
And eventually you run out of victims, so you run out of new targets. So. I mean, it just becomes a game where you're just looking for things to be offended by like we do, but we're doing it out of fun when we do our Phobismus segments.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't supposed to be literal when we make fun of stuff like this. Now it's coming to a point where they're going to put us out of a job of being professional phobismists.
You don't know
because they're going to be offended by everything.
Listen, y'all have no idea how many times I have gone and coming up brainstorming ideas to be offended by. Only to find out that people are already offended by. There's already articles where, like Valentine's Day was one of them that comes to mind. There's so many times I've gone to make sure that nobody has already been offended by it.
But is this the woke mob, or is it people within the company that are part of that woke mob that are doing this?
I think it's a little bit of that. It's also the business standpoint is, you have a lot of parents that are now raising these kids that are kind of this gender neutral kind of thing. So they're trying to, from a business standpoint, I get it, trying to A, keep the mob off their back, and B, try to target these kids to make sure that their products sell. I mean, they still got to make a profit. They still got to sell their product. So you kind of have.
But
to,
how
that,
big is that? How big is that
I don't know.
generation of gender neutral that are we talking here?
Well, I don't know. What I'm
because
what
I think that I don't mean to keep interrupting
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I do.
All right, so I'm going to interrupt you. So basically, what?
I think what we're seeing is that generation that is believing in all this gender neutral shit is becoming of age to where they now have that influence and voice to be heard, and that's dangerous. But it also kind of makes me wonder. This is the generation in which we as parents have brought our kids up in.
Yeah.
And
well,
it's not looking too good.
Some of us.
Yeah, some of us. I shouldn't say all of us, but
yeah, and unfortunately, it seems like in the business realm, unfortunately, this has to figure into your calculations.
Yeah.
You know, I hate that it is this way, but you know, if you're running a business, you still have to make money. You still have to satisfy your stockholders and whatnot. You still have to hit certain targets on your profits. So
can you imagine what
now your math equation is not just, okay, well, we got, labor cost, we got material cost, we got delivery cost, we got, all the heating and lights. But well, now we also have to figure in, marketing for who? Marketing and being careful not to say what. Marketing and HR departments that didn't used to be as big of a thing. You had all these different expenses all come into.
Sometimes I wonder if they do this just to boost the revenue. Or just to
them,
get clicks, or
do. I mean, if you have a good sense of what your customer base is, and if you know they're kind of left leaning or more progressive leaning, then it would do you some good to, virtue signal a little bit, because it might up your sales, and people are like, "Hey, I like these guys."
That is just the wrong way of thinking.
They're inclusive. I mean, it's just unfortunately the
I understand the business model, but to me, that there's no long term. I mean, that can't be good for your bottom line long term if you're going to go woke like this. I can't see that happening.
Since I'm not one to, listen to new facts and I'm going to pretend like that never happened. As far as I know, Mr. Potato Head is still dead in my heart, So I feel like we still need to give the moment of silence.
Yeah. We do. We need to have a moment of silence for Mr. Potato Head.
If not for Mr. Potato Head's full death, but at least for his diminishment of his Mister.
They took his balls.
They emasculated the poor guy.
They did. He did nothing to anybody.
He never had balls, but if he did, he doesn't now.
He just wanted to be in a box with everybody else and
I know.
Have one ear and eyes that are upside down and lips that are full. And
so I'm going to bring up the comment section, and I invite you guys to join us in a moment of silence.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, moment's over. That's plenty.
Okay.
All right, so I want to go ahead and read this obituary that I wrote for Mr. Potato Head. I think you guys will appreciate this. So, born in 1952, died in 2021, Mr. Head leaves behind a devastated wife and children, along with a legacy decades in the making. Unfortunately, at the ripe old age of 69, he was yet another in a long line of victims of cancel culture. Mr. Potato Head spent his entire life playing with children and sometimes adults, letting them stick things in all of his many holes. In 1975, before I ever met him, he was forced by the U.S. government to put on weight because to become a larger version of himself because he was constantly choking children with his small parts. As a child of 6, I put his parts in my mouth, trying to choke on them, but they were just too big. Oh, sorry. Serious. Always confident in who he was, he literally never let anyone change him. But along with that strong confidence came a stubbornness unmatched. As a result, he could be a bit of a dick from time to time. Many concluded that he was a bit of a total dictator. But not in my eyes. As a young, impressionable man, I considered Mr. Head to be my friend, my confidant, my coach, my partner, and my mentor. Some might say he was my best spuddy. He taught me...
You were trying way too hard with this.
He taught me everything I know about hiding women's clothing and various beauty products in my rear end until nobody is around. And for that, I am forever grateful. So I say today with great sorrow, Mr. Potato Head, you will be missed. We now sow you gently back into the loose earthen soil from which you came, though your memory will sprout forth for generations to come. See you later, Tater, after a while.
Crocodile.
No.
You're really proud of that, aren't you?
I am.
You want me to frame that for you?
No.
Laminate it?
No.
Stick it in your office?
No.
With the plaque?
No. Plaque. tartar.
Sauce.
Teeth. Offended.
Oh my God.
Where were we? Oh my God.
The dumbification of America is alive and well.
Yeah. See, Lana appreciated it. She said, okay, I write some crazy stuff, but that was
After a while,
hilarious.
French fry.
She said that was hilarious. Thank you. Oh my God, damn it. Ugh. I was trying so hard to come up with something. Anyway.
This is why we depend on you guys in the comments section. You know, sometimes y'all have better material than us, and at least we can admit to that.
Silly Redhead says, I can't believe that just happened.
Neither can I. I was here live in person, sitting next to him as he presented me with this.
All right, let's move on to our next topic of the night. We've still got so much to cover.
I'm gonna dream about this. It's gonna wake me up in a deep sleep, and I'm gonna be having like night sweats.
If you guys would like, I will copy that obituary in a Minds exclusive post that you guys can share out. I'll probably just do it in Minds only.
Nobody on here's on Minds.
Well, they're gonna have to figure it out, and they can copy and paste to their. Okay, yeah. So we're going to move on to Cartoon Network. Have you heard about this, Anthony?
No, I haven't.
This is a legit Cartoon Network little ad spot that they put in. See color, be anti-racist. Like, I don't think you could write a more oxymoronic line if you tried. See color, be anti-racist. Cartoon Network, this is from boundingintocomics.com. Cartoon Network releases a new PSA telling audiences to see color in order to be anti-racist. It informed its viewers that they must see color and view individuals through a skin color-based lens in order to be anti-racist. The latest
What?
That's what they say. Yeah, the latest the latest in a series of similar racism-related cartoons rooted heavily in critical race theory are featuring the cast of Steven Universe. See Color finds Amethyst taking issue. Amethyst is one of the characters from Steven Universe. Taking issue with the goal of color blindness in race relations, criticizing the directors of her PSA within the PSA for a song featuring the lyrics, "Color blindness is our game because everyone's the same. Everybody join our circle. It doesn't matter if you're white or black or purple." Adding purple people into a lesson about human racism makes no sense, declares Amethyst, to which one of her PSA co-stars, a young white girl, responds by suggesting that people like the black, white, or purple thing because adding a fantasy race in there helps distract from the actual racism black people have to deal with. I'll tell you what, let's just play it.
Oh, dear Lord.
We'll probably get taken off for that, but that's cool.
Colorblindness is our game because everyone's the same. Everybody join our circle. Doesn't matter if you're white or black or purple.
Okay, and keep in mind, this is specifically targeting children. So let's continue. Keep that in mind as we move forward.
Fuck me.
What the? Whoa. Hold up a minute here. Ugh.
First of all, this little girl has this kind of attitude. It starts with, what goes after that?
Fuck.
Fuck, hell,
Damn.
whatever,
Shit.
you know, some kind of curse word. So it's like this kind of like including this cursing, but kind of without adding cursing in it to show how mad she is. That's kind of fucked up, just from a writing
They
standpoint.
should have put dictator on the back of that chair as his director.
Who wrote this?
Who wrote
I think
this?
it kind of does matter that I'm purple. I mean, I'm purple because I'm literally an alien.
Well, I'm not an alien, but it definitely matters to me that I'm black.
Yeah, it makes a difference that I'm white. I know the two of us get treated very differently.
I just
Wow.
think it's messed up to compare me being an alien to you two being different races. You're both human. You're totally biologically
I want to
the
stereotype
same.
right now.
Adding
Go on.
The purple almost looks like a black character, you know, just the thick legs and big booty and thick lips. Yes, I'm stereotyping right now. I think they got this backwards.
She's an alien, homie.
I'm just playing.
purple people into a lesson about human racism makes no sense.
Yeah,
that
that's
is pretty weird. I think people like the black, white, or purple thing because adding a fantasy race in there helps distract from the actual racism black people have to deal with.
Right. My experience with anti-black racism is really specific. Other people of color.
Okay, this girl's all of like 2. 3, maybe. My experience with anti-black racism. Like, what? No, the kids don't come up with these ideas on their own. First of all, like, if anything, this little kid's been like brainwashed and propagandized by her parents already.
I can't believe
This is so
this.
ridiculous.
Color experience other forms of racism too, but you won't see any of that if you don't see color.
Dude, so this entire public service announcement could be a ploy to avoid talking about racism altogether. Hey, can we get a rewrite where we appreciate each other without erasing what makes each of us different?
Okay, but it's gonna add a couple hours to the shoot.
I can
My
make it work.
speaker's open.
You were rolling just now, weren't you? Can't we just slap some graphics on this and call it a day?
Ugh, this is so cringeworthy. So bad. So bad.
He's crushing hard on that purple alien.
Oh my god.
I'm okay with that. Kind of is.
She's got to be like 10 years old, man.
This is just beyond
Mouse
weird.
said I would smash that purple alien when it's the age of consent on Earth.
I love the people
You
who
guys
watch this
are
show.
out of control.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for the comment
control.
section. It makes me feel like I'm not the only one out here that's going to get banned for something.
Yeah, basically. I saw that and I'm like, are you kidding? This is like a far cry from the Cartoon Network I grew up with, and even a farther cry from the Looney Tunes stuff that my parents grew up with. Like, what is going... I can't even imagine what cartoons 20 years from now are going to look like.
I just don't understand this, man. I
Have
mean,
they
it's
always
just,
been a propagandizing mecanism for kids? Like, or you know what I'm saying? Is it, maybe I just didn't notice it when I was younger. I know they did like the Captain Planet thing, and going to save our planet and take pollution down to zero. So they kind of had some of that stuff in there, but this seems so forced. Like,
yeah,
it's,
that
like,
exactly.
in your,
It's very
like,
forced. It's like I'm shoving this down your throat because you need to understand to treat people equal. Well, again, that's not how all this works. The same thing with Coca-Cola and the whole be less white. You're telling people what to do. People should be very proud of their backgrounds, of their religion, skin color, not telling people to be less of something. You don't do that.
Well, we'll definitely get to that.
I've got a lot to say on
It's
Coke,
coming.
but
Yeah,
I know,
that's-
but going to a
that topic's
cartoon and I mean, it's bad enough we're trying to let kids do transgender at the age of was it 3 years old? I was reading on an article saying that they should have the abilities to make the decision. A 3-year-old doesn't have the brain capacity to make any kind of decision.
Yeah.
At that age, your parents are doing everything for you.
Hell, 19-year-olds don't have the brain capacity to call into work like a proper adult.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, you go from that to this, and it's just like adults can't even get their shit together, and you guys are going after young children. This is just not okay. I don't care who you are. It doesn't have anything to do with black or white or race or how we should judge and view everybody. Everybody's going about it the wrong way. Nobody is taking the time to understand this is not the process in which you should go. To me, it needs to be taught in the home.
No, check this out, though.
Not cartoons and celebrities and all this other shit,
When it comes to these types of these cartoons, these brainwashing campaigns, is basically what it is.
Yeah, it is.
The left is great with this stuff, as far as taking over culture, creating movies and films and books and cartoons and comic books and injecting their message into stuff that is going to target impressionable young readers and change their mind. That's something the right is terrible about. You just don't see a right-wing equivalent to Hollywood. At least not yet. Now, I do know like Ben Shapiro and those kind of guys and the Blaze TV and a number of other creators. Tim Pool is another one. They're actually starting to focus more and realize what they say about culture coming, politics being downstream from culture. They're like, oh, well, maybe we need to get in there and start using some of the same tactics and creating children's books to counter it, not necessarily brainwash kids, but to counter the narrative that they're being delivered already.
Well, Ben Shapiro kind of did that with that actress that was fired from Disney.
Yeah, they're working on that right now.
Yeah, they hired her.
Yeah,
so it was like uncanceling what had happened to her because she was canceled because of her politics from Disney and Lucasfilms. But that to me is just there's just no control over this. it's just getting worse and it's getting worse. And it's like, when is this going to stop? When are people going to settle down and realize we're going about this the wrong way?
Yeah. Well,
this is not right.
And honestly, I have a problem with the right wing doing the same thing to kids, even if it is just to counter what's being already
Well,
delivered
left
to
or
kids
right,
on
it
the left.
doesn't matter. It doesn't need to happen at all, regardless of what side you're on.
Let kids be kids. Let kids go out and play, and don't be sitting there trying to, basically tell them how the world is through your eyes until they're old enough to understand.
I feel like my generation is the last generation that grew up, thank God, without the internet and all this other crap that we're seeing right now. We actually went outside and we played, and we for us, it was just, we didn't have to deal with all this. This is very scary for me as a father for a child that I have that's 13 years old, and wondering what's the future going to look like for her
or her kids.
You've got kids,
yeah.
And when they're going through school, and then I'm pushing trade school for my daughter.
Yeah.
I don't want her to go to college.
You know what I just realized?
What?
This is starting to sound a lot like the back in my day that we used to hear.
Oh my God.
It's
It
like
is,
it's like
isn't it?
our version of the back in my day now. I mean, I think we just kind of like
Well, back in my day, we used to ride our bikes through our neighborhood.
yeah.
We used to go down to the creek and
let's
catch
try
frogs.
let's try that
and-
out. Let's try that out. Y'all in the audience, join us on this.
All
Back in my day, we didn't have the internet to tell us what to do. We had to create our own games out of
Back
our own
in my day, we had a real potato when we made Mr. Potato Head.
Back in my day,
I ain't that old.
We didn't have to
yet.
wear knee pads. You'd go out and ride a bike and scrape your knee, and your mom would stick a piece of Scotch tape on it and send you back on your way.
Well, back in my day, when we used to play a game of pickup basketball, we wanted black people on our team because they were good.
Back in my day,
It's
the
the
best
truth.
way you could entertain yourself was to go down the street and start diddling the teenage. You're both teenagers. I don't know where this is going. I'm going to let this one go.
Back at my age or my day, if we scraped our knee, we throw a little dirt on it, we went about our business.
I'm still tripping. Like, I don't know what I was trying to do with that.
Back in my day, we used to get a Fredericks of Hollywood catalog in the mail, sneak it into our bedroom, and jack off to it.
Back in my day, you would build forts out of anything you could possibly find. You didn't have a Minecraft. You could just create whatever you wanted.
Back in my day, we used to play lava. You had to jump from one couch to the other so you didn't get burned.
Back in my day, the best thing about a jungle, or the jungle gym, was a construction site down by your house.
Back in my day, we used to smoke weed because it was cool.
Back in my day, we had so much fun riding a bike down a hill and then walking back up it.
Oh, God, that sucked, didn't it?
The walking back up?
We look forward to going down it, but, man, we look back up at the hill and we're like, no, I'm going home.
So let's see what you guys said while we were going. We got Back in My Day by Lana. Lana says, back in my day, we didn't have a smartphone. I had to be smart.
Yes.
Krista says, back in my day, we didn't keep evidence.
This is fun. I like this.
Mal Demighty says, back in my day, y'all, you slow down. Back in my day, we used to play tag with frozen cow patties. Oh, wow, that's a.
I kind of want to play that now. Back in my day, we didn't eat Tide Pods. Amen to that.
Back in my day, we didn't take pictures of each other doing shit we knew we weren't supposed to do.
Wait a minute. Lava Floor is now a game show?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, dear. They're really trying,
They're
ain't
going to
they?
fuck that up somehow.
Back in my day, we didn't use glue for hairspray. Gorilla Glue wasn't around back then, all right? You would have. You would have. Back in my day, we climbed trees and skinned our knees.
Back in my day, men had balls and women had vaginas. It reminds me of that scene in it was Kindergarten Cop. Is it Kindergarten Cop? I think the little boy says, no, was it Kindergarten Cop? I can't remember. Y'all remind me of this movie where the little boy says, boys have penis, girls have vaginas.
I don't remember.
Was it Kindergarten Cop or was it?
Well, you're slowing down.
Anyways.
You're slowing down the speed of the show here.
I know.
So, on to our next story here. It's not even a story. It's just a website. It's called Byte Labs. ByteLabs.org. Yes, at ByteLabs.org, you can eat celebrity meat.
What?
Byte Labs grows meat from celebrity tissue samples and uses it to make artisanal salami. Yes, you've never experienced celebrities like this. It all starts.
I don't think I want to.
I don't know who would, but this is a very good-looking website. Very well designed. It all starts with your favorite celebrities.
I hate people. I just hate people in general.
And a quick
People
biopsy.
are so stupid.
Listen to this, though.
Anything to make a fucking dollar,
It
dude.
all starts with your favorite celebrities and a quick biopsy to obtain tissue samples. Isolating muscle stem cells, we grow celebrity meat in our proprietary bioreactors. In the tradition of Italian cured meats, we dry age and spice our product into fine charcuterie. What the fuck is that word? Anyway, I don't want to learn more about the process. So they actually have, as you scroll down the page, pre-made tweets to help celebrities get on board. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, oh, you can already buy James Franco meat. But it's actually just a pre-made tweet. They kind of made it look like they had these celebrity endorsements. So their description, the Franco salami must be smoky, sexy, and smooth. Franco's meat will pair with lean, strong venison. Sharp telecherry peppercorns and caramelized onions provide Franco's underlying flavors, complemented by a charming hint of lavender. The Franco salami's taste will be arrogant, distinctive, and completely undeniable. Tweet at James Franco and help make Franco salami real. Jennifer Lawrence. Kanye West, Ellen DeGeneres. You notice they got kind of the who's who of the LGBTQ. They got the nice sexy white guy. They got the sexy white girl. They made sure to get the black guy, the lesbian. Oh boy, Oh boy.
Oh my God, what does that say? Who else can we? What? Who else?
Who else do you want to eat? Well, there's a lot of people I want to eat, but not in this form.
When I think of, never mind. That's not even. I'm not going to go down that. No, that'll get us banned off of YouTube again.
It's eco-friendly. How do they?
Why would it be? How would it not be eco-friendly?
I haven't made it this far down the page yet, to be honest. I'm trying to figure out how, like, when you approach some celebrity and you're like, hey, listen,
hey, let me get a taste of ya.
You've already noticed there's been like,
let me taste your balls. They're a little salty.
300 tweets of people that are interested in they want to eat you. So what do you say? Celebrity meat production requires less than 1% of the amount of land needed for traditional farming. So they're trying to sell this as a green effort.
How did you come across this? Just out of curiosity, how did you find this?
I don't remember.
Back in my day when we ate someone, we went down on them. Yes.
Not literally ate them. Thank you. Yes. Amen and women.
That pink taco. Yeah.
Mouse says my mind is dirty, so I'm getting sick thinking about this. Yep, same here. And I wonder what part of the body they biopsy, just out of curiosity, and if different parts of the body create different. Just wow.
I can't even. This is, yeah.
Bite Labs is not affiliated with any of the personalities listed on this site and does not claim responsibility for any actions or adverse situations created as a result of our content.
I don't even know. Dude, I'm so dumbfounded right now. I don't even know what to make of this.
This is a thing.
It should not be a thing.
It's a thing. Why is it a thing? I don't know. I'm going to move on to the next one because I have nothing more to say about this. You guys be the judge. Would you eat it? Would you eat like your favorite celebrity? Like if you knew like this,
no.
There's people that are like my own kids won't eat the dinner I made tonight because it's got groundhog in it because it's weird. They're like, I don't want to try that.
This is coming from celebrities that go to Epstein Island and no, dude,
Now, just out of curiosity, is this technically cannibalism? Because they're reproducing.
Yes. It's a form of cannibalism. I mean, it has to be.
I think so. It's kind of like a one of those gray area cannibalisms where people are like, yeah, I think I can be okay with that. Some people would
You're sounding like you really want to look into this.
I'm not okay with it, but I could see where some people would be like, yeah, I guess I mean, I'm not just like going up and taking a bite out of Ellen DeGeneres. You know, I'll try it. I don't know.
Where in the fuck did we go wrong in our society?
Lana asks, how much does it cost? How much does it cost?
Yeah, is there a price or?
They got the process.
They got a vision.
We
already read that, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, all the links, just scroll down the page. It's a one-pager with a contact. It's just a one-pager.
I kind of wanted like contact them and say, hey, come on our show. What the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah, let's do that.
Seriously, reach out to them and pull that up now. Let's contact them, see what they say.
I'm not doing it right now because that takes a while, and I still have like 4 stories to cover, and it's already 7:45. So in our next story,
so many cartoons, man. I feel
I
bad.
know. It's like you're
like
watching.
my childhood is just disappearing right before my eyes.
Like I imagine, like the front lines of World War One. New cartoons are just getting mowed down by machine gun fire at this point. Kermit canceled. Disney slaps offensive content label on the Muppet Show.
What the fuck now?
They say rather than remove this content, this is from the Daily Wire, we want to acknowledge its harmful impact. So Disney has decided that the Muppet Show featuring Kermit the Frog, Fozzie Bear, and Miss Piggy contains offensive content and can now be seen only on adult account. When viewers opened the streaming service, which made 5 series available last Friday, viewers were greeted with the disclaimer: this program includes negative depictions and or mistreatment of people or cultures.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
These stereotypes were wrong then, and they're wrong now. They said, rather than remove this content, we want to acknowledge its harmful impact, learn from it, and spark conversation to create a more inclusive future together. Disney is committed to creating stories with inspirational and aspirational themes that reflect the rich diversity of the human experience around the globe. Now, I got to ask, with racism and fascism run rampant like they say it is, and Nazis hiding in all the bushes, slurs galore, wouldn't stories of acknowledging and overcoming these evils also be part of the rich diversity of human experience around the globe? Your phone's going off, homie.
Yeah.
So
somebody probably watched and be like,
yeah, the warning is believed to refer to Muppet characters designed as stereotypes of Native Americans, Arabs, and East Asians. Twitter users blasted the move, saying, nothing screams offensive like furry puppets. When I think of a cultural danger to society, it's obviously Jim Henson's Muppets wrote one. Sorry. Yeah, fun stuff. Yeah, it's just another thing.
I don't understand this, dude.
Culture.
It's like
they're running out of targets. They gotta keep hitting new targets. They gotta find something else to be offended of, something else to be angry at, because after a while you just run out of things to be angry at.
I so wish sometimes cancel culture would come after us. Oh, I'm gonna love it when it happens. You guys will see more videos from me than you'll ever see before in your life. Oh, dude, I kind of wish it would happen. Fuck the Muppets. Fuck Mr. Potato Head. Come after us. Bring it.
Yeah, you got to start with the big targets, and then when you run out of those, you start working on.
Come on, bring it. I will so have fun with this because we're self-funded.
We've had a few people try to make us their project.
They've come after us before, but
it's only like one or two. They can't quite get the mob to also be interested in us just yet. I mean, nobody's even made a completely false Wikipedia page about us yet, so we still have a ways to go.
Oh yeah. Yes. Wow, I just did that I've never sneezed on the show before. Thank you. I feel better. Bless
You're welcome.
me. No, I just we had one person on Twitter, I believe, was wanting to know where our source of income was coming from, and we're completely self-funded. So fuck y'all. We don't need your money. Sorry.
Yeah,
we make our own, and
the other money we make is all supported by you guys.
Yeah, it's directly from people who support the
donations.
Show. There's no sponsors,
no advertisers,
no advertisements. There's nobody else but me and him. We do everything, and it's like
he and I, Anthony. He and I.
What'd I say?
Me and him.
Oh, whatever, dude. I'll cancel your ass.
Cancel me. Cancel yourself all over my ass, Anthony.
Yeah.
All right. So in our next little segment here, I saw this, and I don't know. Have you seen this?
I have not. You asked me not to watch it, so I didn't watch it.
Making sure
just
you
like the Tom McDonald reaction video, or the video that we reacted to. I didn't watch it either.
Right. So,
and then so.
All right. So this TikTok girl, TikTok.
This can't be good.
White girl gets rejected by every race. Oh my God, it's hilarious. Are you ready for this, homie?
Okay.
All right, it's only a minute long.
You see this? We want this. We love this. We need this.
Okay, so for anybody listening, she's pointing at the word black men.
But this.
White boys.
Yeah, we don't need this.
White boys.
As a member of the African American community, we would like to humbly decline your offer. Since you don't want your own race, maybe the Hispanics will take you instead. So sorry, you have been declined.
Thank you for the referral on that, but the Hispanic community, we're gonna have to pass on that. You could check the Asians though.
As a representative of the Asian community, after careful consideration, unfortunately, we cannot take her. She will also be banned from ever taking out Chinese again. Though, we will offer her up to the Indians.
After a not-so-thorough examination and as a member of the Indian community, we would also like to humbly deny this offer. Maybe the Egyptians would be interested.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but there's no way. Gotta pass this one back to the white boys.
No.
Oh, damn.
Tell me that.
You woke bitch got what you wanted.
Tell me
As
that.
a member of the African...
Tell me that shit ain't fun. Well done, guys. Well done. I love TikTok so much for that one. I've had my laughs about that, so I'm good. I'm good now. Fantastic.
Oh.
Fantastic. I mean, I don't think everybody is all like super got their panties in a bunch about the race narrative.
No.
All these people are like just making classic race jokes all the way through this as a member of the Native American or the African community. And she's also banned from Chinese takeout.
just a little disclaimer on the show. As much as we talk about social issues on the show, just always remember it's not as big as what we portray it to be sometimes when we have all these conversations or that you see in the media. So please take that that PA announcement, that I'm currently saying right now is that what we talk about, it can look like it's all the time. It's everywhere, everywhere you walk and you go. It's not. We're just tackling just some of the issues. Is it everything that you see out there? It's not. So yeah, I just kind of want to throw that out there.
Yep. Thank you for that. All right, so let's move on to the next segment here. Just a few more to wrap up tonight.
Here we go.
Let's start with a story, I believe.
Why don't you pull up that video on YouTube I did earlier?
Well, see, if I do, it won't make sense if people don't know the story first.
I know.
So
I think everybody knows the story by now.
I know.
I mean,
let me
just
to keep it cohesive, let me run with the story first.
I know.
So, from informationliberation.com, Coca-Cola tells employees to try to be less white. And I wish I had gotten to this earlier in the week, but I just have not had time. So you're getting it on Saturday. So I'm sure everybody else you've already heard all your other voices and all your other podcasts talk about this.
Last.
Yeah, and that's okay. I don't really care because it's still interesting that a lot of employees are getting fed up with this bullshit and they're starting to leak this stuff a lot more. You notice Project Veritas is starting to get a lot more content.
They are. People are getting fed up with it.
And people are like, hey, let's, this is ridiculous. I'm not dealing with this crap.
Yep.
So on this slide, it says to be less white, and this is educational for me, okay? Because I didn't know what it meant to be white until I was told how to be less of it. So to be less white, you have to be less oppressive. You have to be less arrogant.
Did it say what shade of white? Because I'm kind of dark.
Well, it just says less white. So I don't know if that means go out and get a tan, if that's back in vogue again, or what. I don't know. But you be less oppressive. Just be less oppressive. You're way too oppressive for this company. Be less of that. Be less arrogant. Be less certain.
Certain about what?
Certainty, ironically, is a white feature, which it seems like the people that are most certain of their positions ideologically
or white people
seem to come from the left.
Oh, yes.
Right. And who's pushing this one?
The left.
The left. Be less certain. And honestly, as I'm starting to see this timeline move forward, you're starting to see a lot of liberal white people come out and say, hey, I'm not afraid to admit I'm racist and I'm sorry. And I
think this is just trendy. I think it's trendy. I don't think anybody has really intent on
maybe
this.
They actually are racist. Maybe they actually, I'm starting to think, believe people when they tell you what they tell you. I'm starting to think maybe these white liberals actually are racist and they're trying to come to terms with it. They actually think they're better than black people or Hispanics.
Have you seen? Yeah, it's kind of like that meme that I saw where this punk rock white chick has got her hand over the mouth of a black woman that says, "Shut up and sit down. We got this." Basically, they're speaking on behalf of black people.
Right.
It's like you see that a lot, you know?
Yeah, Lana in the comments says, now you have to stop saying I'm all that and a bag of chips. You know what's funny is when I hear all that and a bag of chips, I think of the whitest chip out there, and that's a Lay's chip.
Sour cream and onion.
Probably. That's probably the whitest chip you can have.
Call me white sour cream.
So you also have to be less defensive. Again.
Defensive of what?
Again, when you're having like discussions online, who seems to be the most defensive? People on the left.
Yeah.
I mean, every person I've ever had to kick from the group for, starting to name call and cuss and just, being disrespectful have been, for the most part,
liberals,
people that are more on the left, the left persuasion. They get defensive and they won't back down.
That's weird.
You're also supposed to be less ignorant. Ironically, the people that seem to be less ignorant of other opposing viewpoints is the people on the left. I'm starting to notice a theme. Be more humble. You're supposed to listen. You're supposed to believe. What does that mean?
More
to be less
humble.
Wait. To be less white is to believe.
And to listen?
Listen to what? Believe in what? I don't know if maybe there's some follow-up slides to this that spell it out in more detail, but believe what? Just believe? Just believe. Okay, sure. Break with apathy. You're supposed to break with white solidarity. Interesting.
Solidarity. I mean, if you look up the definition of solidarity, it means that you tend to circle yourself with the friends that you have a common interest in, or a common interest in things with. So I don't understand that. Like, my circle is pretty diversified. So
right.
It's not like, and I'm sure everybody else that watches this can say the same thing, that you got a pretty good collective group of individuals a part of your circle, whatever that might look like. And I can guarantee you when you go into the workplace, you're not looking, I kind of referenced this on another show, you're not looking at a table saying, I'm going to go over here and sit with all the whiteys, and I'm not going to sit with black people. Well, no, you're going to sit with people you get along with, you have a common interest with. You're not basing that off of color. That's why I don't understand. Is there something that has happened within Coca-Cola's company for them to do this? Otherwise, can you imagine how uncomfortable and how much tension the next day the employees walked into work and just like, you created a very uncomfortable environment for your employees after you've put this out.
Well, also, from what I understand, every time these things are tried, these diversity training classes and stuff, it actually makes people more racist.
Makes people feel very uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable too, but I mean, because you start actually focusing more so on the race of the person you're interacting with,
which you didn't think of before,
right? First, I mean, you're not just working with Tyrone, the black guy that's he's cool as shit, whatever. But now he's a black guy first, who has all the experiences that I have to consider, and I have to like humble myself before those things, and then I can get to Tyrone, the person, eventually, hopefully. If I'm not exhausted from thinking about all the other shit first.
That's what I'm saying.
At some point, you're just like, I don't even want to put in the effort anymore.
Before you went into work, you got along great with everybody, or at least the people that you interacted with, and then the very next day, it's like I guarantee you, the mood had shifted amongst the employees.
You know what I just realized? Tyrone is my default hypothetical black guy name. I'm going to need a few more.
That is pretty racist.
I'm going to need a few more like suggestions so I can, diversify my hypothetical black guy name.
But this is something that is a problem because, when companies and all these other people want to preach equality, this isn't, and for people to be equal, this is not the way. No,
this does not read as equal. Like I'm gonna read this like this next one here. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. I'm just trying because a lot of these you can sit there and turn it around and be like to be.
Can you imagine
replace the word white with black or
replace
the word,
Can you imagine if they told black people to tone it down and not be so black?
Yeah. Be less black.
Dude, you realize how many people would be out in the street protesting right now?
What's it mean to be less black if you're going to be less black? Do we even want to go down that path? Because, if Coca-Cola can do it with their diversity training program, why can't... I mean, maybe we need a diversity training program. Maybe you need a list of... I need to make a list for you to be less Italian. Maybe you can make a list for me how to be less Irish or something like that, because that's kind of the predominant... Maybe that's something we need to do.
Can you imagine if you told black people...
We need an HR department. Can somebody, volunteer? We can't afford to pay you, obviously. But we're going to need some diversity training so that me and Anthony can actually get along better and see each other for who we really are.
You're Irish. I'm Italian.
Mostly. I'm a mutt.
Well,
Really.
I know, but what I'm saying, though, is I mean... This is something I've been talking about the last couple of weeks, or last week or two, since all this kind of went about. Was companies should encourage diversity. They should encourage people to be proud of who they are. That's a healthy work environment.
Yeah.
This isn't healthy at all. Why they sought out the person that was responsible for doing this is beyond me. She is just as racist as Al Sharpton. And
well, Al Sharpton is black, therefore he can't be racist, because you can't be a racist if you're...
He's a race pimp is what he is.
I know this, but people who buy this crap don't know this. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I don't understand it either. And this right here is what further divides us as individuals.
Everything we've covered tonight feels like a road to hell is paved with good intentions style, thing here.
I feel like...
I mean, you look at the Cartoon Network thing. I think that they do have good intentions. They're trying to, fix a problem that they believe exists. Coca-Cola might be trying to correct a problem that they, or at least this HR department or whoever created this, they actually believe it exists. Because if I believe that this is a problem,
but if it's
in my mind it is real.
I understand that, but if you have a legitimate case within the company of something happening, that would deem racist, or there's been a suspect, or, I don't know, just something that's going on within the company that would warrant this kind of, I guess, teaching or lesson for for the other employees, because typically that's what companies do.
Yeah.
If something happened within the workplace, like sexual assault, usually all the employees have to go through that training class again.
Yeah.
So why are they doing this? Because this is to be woke and to get onto that bandwagon like everybody else is right now, or are they doing it because something actually happened?
Remember, this was leaked. They weren't doing this as a public facing thing. It was more of an
no.
internal
I'm saying that the company itself is seeing what's going on in the world to be more inclusive and to be more equal. But again, this could have been something that happened within within the company itself that maybe kind of warranted this whole lesson plan. I don't know. But either way, this still isn't the way you go about doing it, because the one thing that you sign on your paperwork when you get hired with a company is a piece of paper that tells you you do not discriminate against other employees. Do you not? This is discrimination. This is racism at its finest, whether you like it or not.
I want to. Before we move on to the last couple of videos that we're going to wrap up on, I want to read this a little bit differently. I want to read this as to say that this is a list of how to be less white, but it also means that black people aren't oppressive. Black people aren't arrogant. Black people aren't certain. They're not defensive. They're not ignorant. They're not humble. Or sorry, be more humble. So I guess they're not humble enough.
It doesn't make any damn sense.
Black people listen. Black people believe. When I read it that way, it sounds like, wow, that's. And then you're literally saying the same thing. It's just like the whole voter ID thing. If you want to get rid of voter ID laws because you believe black people aren't smart enough to get to the the licensing branch to get their ID. It's that kind of same thing, a little bit.
To me, there's racism falls on not just white people but every spectrum as far as when it pertains to race or ethnic background. Racism is across the board, and is it as big as what it was back in the 60s? I don't believe so. Does it still exist? Yes. I think we can all agree that racism is still out there. Is it to the extent of what they're making it out to be, or the media or the government or companies? No, I do not believe that. I only say that because of my interactions with with people that I know day in and day out. Now, you've got closet racists, which are the ones that are, nice to your face, will talk to you, will get along with you, but then as soon as you turn your back, they're the ones that are going to talk shit about your race or who you are. But look at that white boy.
I thought a closet racist was one that was like having a really hard time coming out to their parents because they're afraid they're going to be disowned, and maybe
there's that too.
Dad's going to beat him and kick him out of the house, and maybe shun him from or whatever. Maybe. That's,
but either way, I don't think this is as a big of a problem as what the media and companies are portraying this to be. I think what it is a lot of the companies are seeing what's being, talked about on these news networks, and they feel like they have to make some sort of change because it's been blown up to the proportion that it has been.
Yeah.
So you get Coca-Cola watching CNN. They're like, because Coca-Cola is based out of Atlanta. That's where CNN is based out of.
You talking about kind of like a preemptive damage control, like trying to get out ahead of it before the cancel culture mob comes your way.
Yeah, a little bit.
Look, we're already doing this. We've already got this thing. We're already training our employees.
I can see people sitting in an office watching CNN when they go home from work, them coming back to work the next day and calling a meeting and saying, "Hey, this is what's going on in the news right now. Yeah. We need to tackle this issue. We need to do something about this to make our employees feel more, accepted in the workplace."
Well, it's not very inclusive to only show this slideshow to white people. It's pretty judgmental.
It's very judgmental.
Like, how
I
do you
understand
make
that, but what I'm saying
determination?
is, I'm trying to think beyond the realms of what we normally discuss or what other people have been hearing on other podcasts and shows,
Sure.
and I'm really trying to dig deep as to what could be fueling this. And I'm thinking
fear.
Yes,
profit
fear
margins.
Yes, I think that is too. But like I said, I'm wondering if there isn't people that work, the executives are watching their favorite news source.
Yeah.
And they're going back to their company saying, all right, look, and I'm reiterating what I said, but what if that's the driving force? And if it is, that's an issue, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. And again, it kind of ties into what we've been discussing about the media. Don't listen to the media.
Yeah. Because
I think collectively as a company, you have to come to an agreement to present a lesson plan or a 1-point lesson to your employees about something like this. It's not just one individual pulling the ropes.
Well, to be less white, you have to listen to the media.
Oh, geez, I can't win for losing this one.
I mean, you've got a list of ways to be less white that kind of paints you into a corner. Like, good luck getting out of that.
I don't know, man.
I'm imagining being called off my workstation at Coca-Cola. I'm over here just popping cap, watching the conveyor belt go by, and I'm running the machine that's putting caps on.
But then
my boss calls me up and he's like, "Hey, we got this slideshow. I need you to come in the office and watch."
You make flavored water with sugar.
Yeah.
This isn't. I mean,
I'm just trying to picture, because I am the kind of guy that with any job I was at, I was always one to skate just. I would break and bend a few rules just to see where I could get away with it. I was never the by the book guy. Never was. Even if I was in management, I was never the by the book guy. So I would always kind of push the limits. And I'm sitting there wondering, if I'm in this situation, I'm a very rebellious, very I can be rather catty and kind of I'm
you're a basic bitch.
I can be. But I'm just wondering, if I'm sat down for this and I'm sitting there wondering why, all the white people on my line here, we're having to watch this video, and I'm being told to be less of what I am, or what you think that I am. Really, it's what you think you think I'm these things, and I have to watch this. Like, fuck you. Like, I'm sorry. That I'm the kind of guy that after I see that list, I'm going to request a copy of the list, and I'm going to make sure I am more of all of those things, as much as I can be, and get away with it. That's just the kind of
that
asshole I am.
But the problem is you're not directing your anger out towards the company. You're going to start directing that anger out towards black people.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I'm talking. But, there's people with that thought mentality.
But yeah,
that's dangerous.
That's what I was saying earlier. Is these things have been shown to make people start
more
behaving
aggressive,
even more racist, or more of what they're trying to.
Yeah.
It's like you're suddenly calling attention to it and making it more of a thing, which is what they want.
I'm telling you, man. Check
this out. There's this funny dude that I follow on YouTube. Y'all should check him out. He made this little 10-second video that I think you'll appreciate regarding this exact instance. It's called "Be Less White, Drink Coca-Cola."
I'm really feeling not all that white today. Hey, perfect. Found a Coke. Cool.
Yeah, if you haven't already followed that guy, you should check him out on unframeofmind.com or
follow me over on Minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you sent me this song here. We're gonna wrap up with this.
Oh, look at the comment section. Go to the comment section.
Okay.
Do that first.
Yeah, you sent me this song. It's called "We Gotta Be Less White." New song by Buddy Brown, Truck Sessions.
Go to the comment section.
All right. Comment section says, you might just read like the first few or what?
No, go to. I don't know if it's still on there.
Okay.
It should be the one pinned at the top. Most recent or.
Yeah, we got sort by
top comments. Yes.
Yeah, we got "As a Black Woman, I'm Proud of Who I Am."
No. The one that actually leaked this wrote on here.
That leaked it?
Yep, the woman that leaked the photos is on here.
Oh.
Let me pull it up on my phone because it's not showing up on there.
191 replies. Thank you. I'm the person who broke the story about the Be Less White training, and you just made my day. Well, thank you for that. I figured at 191 replies that maybe that was it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what he's got to say about Be Less White.
Yeah, this is a good song. You haven't heard it yet.
No,
we're doing a music reaction.
Yeah, this is a live music reaction.
This isn't not another music video.
What's going on, y'all? In honor of Coca-Cola,
how could you?
I have written a brand new song for
that
you
is
called
white.
That is white. Coca-Cola.
He is white.
He's white as white gets.
He is like the little reflector on your bike white.
Yeah, he's like
he's neon white.
He's like paper white, like the shiny the paper that you pay extra money for because it's extra brilliant white. Sorry. I thought we were going to keep going with that. That no, like the back in my anyway.
That's white. That's right. The pamphlet that's going around Coca-Cola to all their employees right now, if you hadn't been paying attention, is how to be less white. All the reasons white people are bad. You know, at some point, I'm just like, damn. The hatred is real. Can you imagine if we released a pamphlet called Be Less Black? Can you imagine if Coca-Cola did that? What would happen? Y'all, I'm from Mississippi. I don't care who you are, what walk of life you come from. You come down here and have a beer with me anytime. But this is getting comical. It's getting ridiculous. At a certain point, I think in America, we just need to be less stupid.
Yeah, amen to that.
Hope y'all like this song. Be proud of who you are, no matter where you came from.
There you go.
In the meantime, we need to be less
cracker white, says Jeremy.
Coca-Cola's done lost their dadgum minds. Yeah, the white guilt's hitting pretty hard this time. I thought I'd seen it all, but as it turns out, I have to change my skin to live this one down. We gotta be less white, be less white. It's liberals gone wild and they lost their minds. We gotta be less white, be less white. Now I'm switching to Pepsi and it's all alright.
Good.
They said to be less white is to be less oppressive, be less certain and less defensive, be less arrogant, try to actually listen. Well, Coke ain't getting served in my kitchen. Be less white, hell, be less white. It's liberals gone wild and they lost their minds. We gotta be less white, be less white. Now I'm switching to Pepsi and it's all alright. Well, I got something for your little online training class. Take your little pamphlet and stick it right back up your ass. While I try to be less white, be less white. It's liberals gone wild and they lost their minds. We gotta be less white, be less white. Now I'm switching to Pepsi and it's all alright.
I gotta listen to it. I gotta read it over yet.
All right. awesome. I
God
love this.
bless y'all. Be sure to subscribe. That might even end up being the new theme song over at Pepsi. I don't think the guys at Coca-Cola are going to like it much, but over at Pepsi, you can have it if you want it. Hey, it's a good thing all that snow thawed out last week. It's getting way too white around here. Y'all be good.
Oh boy.
I thought you would enjoy that.
Oh yeah. Of course. Anybody that makes fun of this cancel culture bullshit's okay in my book.
Yeah, it is.
Be less white. Good Lord.
What else we got?
What do we got? No, that was it.
Wow.
Yeah, we did it in an hour and 15. That's all that shit we just covered. That was a lot. We did good. Man. I feel like we had a good show.
I look forward to July when we take a month off from the show.
That's all right.
We're not even into March yet.
Hey,
that's crazy.
Hey, we're doing good. We got some other stuff coming out for you guys. We got a couple of music reaction videos that's
Living the Vida
Yeah,
Loca.
we got that one. We got a couple more of what's it called?
The Train to Iowa.
Good Lord, Bullet Train to Iowa by
Train to
Pussifer.
Iowa,
We've got more Tom McDonald.
Tom McDonald's coming Wednesday. That drops. That's going to be our reaction to This House, which was the follow-up video to White Boy.
Yep. And if you guys want us to do any particular songs, if you got like an awesome song with a cool music video that you feel like maybe we haven't heard before that you'd like us to react to, let us know. We're having fun with it, especially as, if it can kind of pertain to social issues, cultural idea, the bull ideas of relationships, LOLs. A lot of the love songs obviously fall into relationships. But I mean, if it can fall into those categories in any way, shape, or form, and you want us to react to it, let us know.
It's nice that we're doing something different, and it's not all social issues, politics, and things like that. Because people get kind of burned out on that, and they want to hear something different. But it also shows how diverse we are on our channel. We do skits. We talk about social issues, politics, relationships. We've had people that have gone through sobriety, everybody from people being canceled to, Zuby doing the deadlift thing that he did over in the UK.
Breaking the women's deadlift record.
Yeah, breaking the women's deadlift record. And we had Enrique Tarrio on, who's the, chairman of the Proud Boys, and he was, canceled. And, it's just, for everybody from Alice Vaughn, what's the other one? Lily Forrester,
right.
Down in Mexico and living off the grid. We just do so many things, and what's been so fun about it is we keep growing. As far as our content goes, and it's been a lot of fun doing so many different things. So
Mouse says, will you live react to some of my music videos? I don't know about some of, but if you send us your best one, we just might.
Yeah, Tom McDonald's Clown World, I saw where he hit 1.5 million in less than, I think, or it was 1 million views in 12 hours.
Yeah.
Which is on pace, right? I actually checked the charts. He's number one again. This is his 6th number one album. 6, and he's independent, dude.
Singles?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Nova's
killing it too.
And we did react to that song, so that's actually one of our latest videos we just did.
Yeah, that came out earlier today.
Yep.
So it's been a lot of fun, man. I cannot. Yeah, I beat out Cardi B. That is one bitch I'm not going to react to. Sorry. She's just nasty.
So it says most of my videos at the moment are kind of political. Yeah, that's fine. We don't shy away from topics. That's the whole point of having uncomfortable conversations without a condom.
Or gothical?
My mouse is in the way.
Oh, okay.
So it made the P look a little funny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has very gothical videos. Golitical. Anyway, so you guys been watching the Unframe of Mind show. It's been another good one, I think, and we look forward to it.
It's exhausting trying to, it's like cancel culture is like derailed, and we're the train coming the other direction, trying to keep it on tracks.
Instead of us sitting here getting indignant about it, and being mad about it, we have fun with it. That's the key.
I get a little heated sometimes, but you know what?
That's
at the end of the day, I don't think this is really as big as what it should be, and I think it's going to go away. I just don't think right now it is, so we kind of have to weather the storm, but they're running out of things to do.
All it's going to take is for an actual issue to be had. People need some kind of struggle and strife in their life. They need hard times to appreciate the good times. And I think like our grandparents and our parents struggled through hard times.
Way back when?
Way back in my day.
That was fun.
That was fun.
I'm going to clip that up, That was great.
Oh.
Actually, it was...
Brian. Okay, so, yeah. Y'all have a good night. Subscribe, like, share, and if you enjoy our content and you'd like to support us, head over to unframeofmind.com/support, and there's a number of ways you can do just that.
Yeah, you can get on Subscribe Star and support us for little as $3 a month.
Hell,
and
buy us a beer. Buy us a coffee. You know?
I don't drink coffee. You do.
I'll drink the
beer.
coffee. You drink the beer?
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll lose my wallet
It's gonna take 2 subscriptions at $3 a month to buy.
That's $6, man.
Him a coffee and me a beer.
That's pennies on the day.
See what I did there? All right. Y'all have a good night.
Nickels and dimes.
Till next Friday.